Alright. Here's the Nokia 2660 flip phone. Packaging is very simple, and we have the phone itself already exposed here. And I assume the box below it contains the accessories and manuals. The box has prints of the specification highlights as usual. This is a basic GSM HSP A12 phone, which was released 2 years ago. It weighs 123 grams. With 2.8-inch internal TFT LCD display of 240 by 320 pixels and a 1.77-inch external which can only display the date and time. It has an ISOC T107 22nm chipset with 1 GHz Cortex A7 CPU. For the storage, it has 48 MB and can support 2 nano SIM and 1 micro SD card. It also supports 4G connection, Bluetooth 4.2, has a loudspeaker and a 3.5mm jack, and also capable of a wireless FM radio. Here's the phone itself. But before we go through that, let's check out the rest of the box first. We have a charger in the box. It's a brick with a fixed micro USB cable. Not the detachable kind. It's a pretty basic 2.75 watts 0.55 ampere charger, as what you would expect for a lot of feature phones. Powering this phone is this 1450 mAh lithium-ion battery that can be charged with a micro USB port. Obviously, this is a removable battery setup. And look at that. We also have a free 3.5mm earphones here. Nice. And lastly, we have the user manual, which looks pretty comprehensive. Let's get back to the Nokia 2660 flip itself now. At the front, we will see the 0.3 megapixel camera here, along with its built-in flash. Below that is the 1.77-inch outer display and the very subtle Nokia logo at the bottom. On the right side, we have the volume rocker at the top, and below it is an SOS dedicated button. This is not the power button, but an SOS button. At the back we have the single firing speaker hole with the Nokia logo. And this whole back panel is removable. You just need to lift up this bottom side here to open it, just like in the good old days. At the left side we have the 3.5mm jack at the top and then the micro USB charging port at the bottom. We also have a sort of pogo pins at the bottom, which I have no idea what for. And when we unfold the phone, we have the keypads below and the 2.8-inch display above. We have the navigation button at the center top along with the 3 buttons on each side. And then the number pad that are nice and big and very tactile, as expected. There's only 2 flipping form on this phone. Open or close. It will not hold any position in between. Sometimes you can balance it to stay in the middle, but any subtle movement will either close or open the flip widely. But it is still undeniable that anyone will love hearing the way the phone flips closed. I miss the form factor of this phone. Very nostalgic. Okay. Time to get the phone ready for use. First, we need to open the back so we can put the battery and SIM card in, or if you want to use a micro SD card. There is a slot here at the bottom where you can slip your nail and then just lift up the back cover. As you can see in the markings here, this is the micro SD card slot. And we have the SIM 1 and SIM 2 slots here. For the micro SD, you will need to push this cover, then lift it up to be able to put the micro SD card in there. There's no need to do the same for the nano SIM slots. Just slide the nano SIM on their slots, and you're good. You will need to put the SIM and SD cards first before putting the battery, as the battery will cover all of these. For the battery, just make sure that the pins matches between the ones in the battery against the ones in the phone. Then just clip back the back cover and you're done. We're ready to use the phone now. Charging the phone takes time. From 50% to 100% charging time took 1 hour. So I assume it will take less than 2 hours from 0 to 100. Upon plugging in, it will take 5 seconds before you see the Nokia logo appear. Then another 5 seconds for this charging icon to appear, which does not show the battery level at all. To know the battery level, you will need to flip open the phone and see the progress bar and the battery icon. Still no exact digital battery level value here. Just use your estimate on where the progress bar starts. Battery life is great though. Normal usage takes me up to 5 days. While in standby, which I have never tried yet, I think Nokia is claiming for 12 days, which I honestly believe is true. It could even be more. Alright. Time to turn on the phone for the first time. Again, this physical button on the side is not the power button. It is an SOS button. To turn on the 2660, flip it open, then press and hold this button for 3 seconds. There we go. It is booting up now. At first boot, we will need to select a language by pressing the center navigation button. As a general rule for navigating the phone, or any feature phone for that matter, whatever is displayed at the bottom of the screen corresponds to the function of the topmost physical button of the keypad. For this example, we have OK and X displayed at the bottom. When I press the line button at the top right of the keypad, I will be activating the X. But when I press the center navigation button of the keypad, I will be pressing the OK, which is what I will choose to set the date and time of the phone. From here I will disable the 24-hour clock and then enable the auto update. Then press the line button at the top corner to go back. I will turn off the accessibility option. And from here, you can enter your basic information as an owner of this phone. To type, just press the number keys that corresponds to the letter that you want to type in. Like pressing number 2 twice fast to type B, or thrice to type C, or once to type in A. Moving on. You can also indicate here any medical conditions that you have or set an eye contact, whatever that means. Going back to the home screen, pressing the left line button corresponds to the SMS or text messages. Pressing the center navigation button will open all the applications, like the app cabinet for Android phone. You can then press the up, down, left and right navigation buttons to select an icon, and then press the center navigation button again to open an app. We'll explore these apps later. Going back to the home screen. Pressing the right navigation button will open the calendar. Pressing the left navigation button will open the messages as well. Pressing the up navigation does nothing, and pressing the down navigation opens the contacts. Going back to the home screen again, pressing the right line button opens up the 0.3 megapixel camera, so don't expect too much here. And do remember that when you flip the 2660, the camera lens will be positioned at the bottom of the screen, which is quite an awkward position when taking a picture. Let me just take a quick snap of something outside here. Okay. And we also have an option here for a counter, but let's cancel that. Let me open the picture that I have taken earlier. Let's open the gallery. There we go. For a 0.3 megapixel camera, this is very decent. You can clearly recognize the sky, the houses, the plants. It came up really well as compared to what I was expecting. It's a decent picture. Alright. As for the audio, let's open the radio application here so you can hear. There we go. I'm actually impressed that this tiny little thing can produce this loud sound. But of course, if you block the speaker hole, you will basically make the sound muted. And since we have a volume rocker at the side, we can adjust the volume on the fly. And here's what you will sound like when on a call.
Hello, this is a test of a call in Nokia 2660. Hello, mic test. Hello, call test.
Let's quickly explore the apps that you can get here. You can see the label of the app at the top part of the cell phone screen. We have the call history, contacts, gallery. Then camera, messaging, and internet, which is an Opera Mini application. We also have Facebook here, Snake Zenzia, and FM radio. Next is settings, videos, and music. For the settings, you'll have options for the system settings, connectivity, personalization, time, language, security, STK, storage, device, and VoLTE settings. You can change themes, ringtones, wallpapers, and all the usual setting shenanigans here. Then we also have calculator, alarm clock, and 4 more games here, which are all only on trial versions. Next is the torch, which utilizes your camera flash. There's voice recorder, and then extras, which includes toggles for countdown timer, stopwatch, and torch, and a converter app. We then have files, or the file manager app, a counters app to track your data usage, the calendar app, and 3 more trial games for racing, Tetris, and English with Oxford. And that's all the apps you can expect from Nokia 2660 Flip. Alright. For the verdict. I like the phone. I mean, for the standard of phones in this day and age, this is so much underpowered and outdated, so we should not compare this to the smartphones. People are buying dumb phones, or features phones for their specific needs, and obviously, they know what type of phone they are getting when buying a feature phone like the Nokia 2660 Flip. That said, in the world of the feature phones, I think the Nokia 2660 Flip is right there on the top, or at least close to the best feature phones out there. People buy feature phones for the sole purpose of being able to use it for calls and text. That's it. And you can definitely do those in Nokia 2660 Flip, and then there's more. You can take decent recognizable images here. The audio is great. There's a built-in FM radio that don't need an earphone for antenna. You can extend the memory through a micro SD card. And you can stick 2 nano SIMs here. There's a music and video player as well. Plus, there's some built-in games. So aside from the base expectation of calls and texts, you can definitely entertain yourself with this one. And for me, that's more than what you can expect from a feature phone. If you enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up. If it has helped you in any way, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Nilasuj for watching. Noba Air.